So it is Saturday morning, the 28th of January, year of our Lord 2023. Based on the calendar you want to listen to, I want to give Brandy a shout out for putting this fantastic splash screen together. What a great job.
Thank you.
As we keep moving forward and ironing out the wrinkles here, we're getting closer to getting the word out the right way. So what we're going to talk about this morning is the price of eggs. I know this sounds sort of boring, but it's not. It is something that is in the front of everybody's mind. So we're gonna talk about why this is this way. This is just another form of tyranny, right?
You could be a little closer or louder.
How's that? Better?
That's better.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is the price of eggs. This hits everybody. I mean, right in the chicken sack, right in the eggs. Chicken sack eggs. Okay, so we're going to talk about the chicken conspiracy. Dun dun dun. Cluck.
All right, y'all. So here's my take on what's been going on with the egg situation. Everybody keeps asking me, why is the price of eggs so high? Everybody knows that they're extremely ungodly right now, right? Well, here's a chicken conspiracy for you that's not really a conspiracy. It's being confirmed not only here in our house, but apparently all over the nation. And nobody said anything about it because we all just assumed it was winter. They stopped laying in the winter as much. And come to find out that everybody across the nation stopped getting eggs from their chickens altogether. Nobody got a single egg all winter from there. Everybody's reporting end of September to like mid-October, the chickens stopped laying, and ours stopped laying in September. We hadn't had a single egg all winter. Well, we discovered, we have a little escape artist here, Luna, our white leghorn there. She can get out of the coop and just, we can't contain her. Anyway, she started laying again about a month ago, and we discovered that, well, that's weird. She started to lay, and nobody's laid in months. Like, we have gone months. You go, Margo. We've gone months without any eggs at all. So we started looking into it, and then finally somebody said something in one of the chicken groups, and they were like, hey, has anybody else's chickens not laid a single egg? Because we've had them for 50 years, and we've never gone a winter without a single egg. Not one single egg. Well, we started letting our chickens out and to free range. We usually feed them. You can see they're not even touching the feed anymore. Like, this has been here for 3 days. They don't want it. And
So they're not even touching the feed anymore. Okay, that's what she's saying.
This has been happening since July of 2021.
Well, she says right here it's September. She says 50 years. 50 years, this has never happened in some of these egg communities.
We started looking into it, and then finally somebody said something in one of the chicken groups, and they were like, hey, has anybody else's chickens not laid a single egg? Because we've had them for 50 years, and we've never gone a winter without it.
Never gone a winter in 50 years. That's because until recently, fairly recently in farming terms at least, caged animals, right? These birds can cram 20 to 40,000 to a barn, effectively unable to move without any access to the outdoors. Poor chickens. Do you want them fried or broiled, right? People want the chickens to have a life until they don't have anything to eat. So organic versus pasture raised, here's your organic side. But look, free range means that they have access to some time to move as little as 2 square feet. This woman's got them running all over the place. And by the way, if you don't think this lady's a chicken lady, she got a chicken shirt on, she got a chicken in her arms, and all the chickens are talking with her. So this is the real chicken lady. Look what she says here. This is the first time in 50 years. Oh, is that another one of those cycles I love to talk about?
Close the door.
Yeah, most likely.
A single egg, not one single egg. Well, we started letting our chickens out and to free range. We usually feed them. You can see they're not even touching the feed anymore. Like, this has been here for 3.
Yeah, they're not even touching the feed. It's like fast food. You should not be putting it in your body. Okay, why is this happening? Why? Well, this lady over here says it's because they're not laying. Well, the deadly bird flu, the avian flu. It's about the flu. There's a steady flow of customers at a recent afternoon at the Sugar Shack Bakery. The buyers take their time choosing from a color assortment of cookies, cakes, brownies that line the shelves of the small shop in Sioux City, Iowa. To make each sweet possible, it takes a whopping 300 eggs. 300 eggs. Now, eggs used to be about $1.25 a dozen. So, that's what, about 10 cents an egg? Well, now they're $8 a dozen. So what's that? 72 cents an egg? They use 300 of them here, so one of their primary components has gone up in price 4 times. This is the way it hits. Inflation has hit all food prices. The causes can be traced to many different sources: supply chain disruptions, the war in Ukraine, high labor. Oh, no. What about poisoning the chickens? What about poisoning the chickens?
3 days. They don't want it. Apparently, everybody who's been feeding their chickens this type of feed has stopped getting eggs altogether. So people who aren't able to let their chickens free range or can't run around the yard at all aren't getting any eggs. Kind of convenient when eggs are the price of, I don't even know, gold at this.
Oh, gold. So I don't need a fiat-backed currency. I don't need a gold-backed currency. I need an egg-backed currency. Apparently, the RV is an omelet.
An omelet. You're funny.
Well, you got to break some eggs to tell a story.
That you do.
Okay, which came first, the chicken or the feed? Look at all these different feed types here. This is from Grubbly Farms, and they're saying we produce a 16-layer poultry feed mini pellet. They've got a Purina, they've got Grubblies, they've got Mile 4 organic, they've got Manna. It doesn't matter. They're not eating it. They're not eating it. Now, we want to talk about some expensive eggs. This should be the version of an expensive egg. This is called the Fabergé egg, and it looks like the third imperial Easter egg is $33 million. So
wow,
it's just a little bit more expensive than the eggs that we're buying right now, which are $8. Now, why is this happening? Have you ever seen this guy right here? Old Farmer Bill.
Yes, I have seen his picture around.
Yeah, the gates of hell were standing against her, Bill and Melinda Gates. So just as we're putting out last week's issue of Organic Bites, titled Gates to a Global Empire, a new and comprehensive article on Gates came out, authorized by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., one of the OCA's favorite activists. The article reveals Bill Gates' machinations to dominate global food and farming. As Kennedy points out, Bill Gates has quietly made himself the largest farmland owner in the U.S. The global lockdowns that Bill helped create and orchestrate and cheerlead have bankrupted more than 100,000 businesses, plunged billions of people into poverty, killed. Gates has been using his newfound cash to expand his power over global populations by buying devalued assets at fire sale prices. Well, one way to devalue a chicken farm is to change a 50-year trend. 50 years. Never has this happened.
Well, we started letting our chickens out and to free range. We usually feed them. You can see they're not even touching the feed anymore. Like, this has been here for 3 days. They don't want it. And apparently, everybody who's been feeding their chickens this type of feed has stopped getting eggs.
Stop getting eggs. Feed them this kind of feed and they stop getting eggs. Okay? Bill Gates wants this to happen. So what's this happen to all of our food? So we're going to get to our commercial here in a second, but this part of it. This is Dr. Mike Sinnell. He's going to tell you how important food is to us in this GMO organic environment. It's so bad for the chickens they won't even lay. What's Dr. Mike say about this?
Supplements are unable to make a claim that they treat a disease. You can't say melatonin for the treatment of sleep disorders or insomnia. Medical food, because you've proven scientifically you're providing the proper nutrients in the disease, you can make a claim for the nutritional management of the treatment of insomnia or a sleep disorder, for the nutritional management or dietary management.
The dietary management for the chickens is to get the heck out.
Altogether. So people who aren't able to let their chickens free range or can't run around the yard at all aren't getting any eggs. Kind of convenient when eggs are the price of, I don't even know, gold.
So we're going to start a new currency, Brandy. It's going to be the egg currency. You're going to pay for everything in omelets and breakfast sandwiches.
The ironic thing is that even the chickens know that they shouldn't be eating that feed.
Isn't that right? They can see the energy. Well, getting out, getting around, it requires a good night's sleep in order to be able to do that. And these are the products that can help you get there. Thank you to our sponsor. We appreciate you. I know that for me, it's a product that I use that I don't sleep much, but when I do, I use it 100% of the time. I can tell when I'm without it. Okay, look. So here's our friend again, Bill Gates. Oh, this is PolitiFacts. This has got to be true, right?
Wow. True for them. As long as they can convince you to believe it, it's true for them.
They want us to know that our time is short. Even the article can't lead in. Once you start seeing the program, you can't get away from it. Okay, if your time is short, which they want our time to be short, billionaire philanthropist Microsoft has found himself at the center of yet another online conspiracy theory. Online conspiracy? Are you a conspiracy theorist? I'm a conspiracy factist. All these shortages, mass chicken and egg shortage hit American farms. Gates becomes the largest. Well, he can get away with this because, it's not like he's in the feed business. I can do a whole hour about how he's controlling all of these pieces. The Agriculture Department has said with the avian flu outbreak, Bill Gates doesn't have anything to do with the flu or anything like that ever, or helping with it, or like, I don't know, over the last decades, he's invested in multiple food companies, Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods, the plant. So you think all the food companies he invested in, you think Gates might have invested in a chicken feed company or two?
Sounds that way.
Just maybe? You think just maybe? Okay. So here, we're going to have past, proof, future. This is from a movie called The Demolition Man. You know how much I love to point out the movies tell us everything we need to know.
That's true.
This is Dennis Leary. He is one of the nonconformists in the future age. You'll see Sly Stallone and a couple other actors you're going to recognize. But he's describing, he's a standout. He's censored in this new future age, which we're supposed to be in right now. You got to conform to everything, unless.
See, according to Cocteau's plan, I'm the enemy because I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I'm the kind of guy who likes to sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, gee, should I have the T-bone steak with a jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with the side order gravy fries? I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in a non-smoking section. I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal? I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas drinking a banana broccoli shake singing, I'm an Oscar Mayer weed.
Dennis Leary nails the future, doesn't he? So let's start over. Let's start over here. Let's go back and listen to what's going on. Okay? By the way, if you don't think this lady's a chicken lady, you don't know your chicken ladies.
All right, y'all. So here's my take on what's been going on with the egg situation. Everybody keeps asking me, why is the price of eggs so high? Everybody knows that they're extremely ungodly right now, right? Well, here's a chicken conspiracy for you that's not really a conspiracy. It's being confirmed not only here in our house, but apparently all over the nation. And nobody said anything about it because we all just assumed it was winter. They stopped laying in the winter as much. And come to find out that everybody across the nation stopped getting eggs from their chickens altogether. Nobody got a single egg all winter from there. Everybody's reporting end of September to like mid-October, the chickens stopped laying, and ours stopped laying in September. We hadn't had a single egg all winter. Well, we discovered we have a little escape artist here, Luna, our white leghorn there. She can get out of the coop and just, we can't contain her. Anyway, she started laying again about a month ago, and we discovered that, well, that's weird. She started to lay, and nobody's laid in months. Like, we have gone months. You go, Margo. We've gone months without any eggs at all. So we started looking into it, and then finally somebody said something in one of the chicken groups, and they were like, hey, has anybody else's chickens not laid a single egg? Because we've had them for 50 years and we've never gone a winter without a single egg. Not one.
Not one egg. Not one egg. What happened to it? It was the feed. It's not free. Free range works, right? Free range here, this functions. White oak pastures in Bluffton, Georgia. Looks like if you're near Bluffton, you might want to drive over there and get you some eggs. There's all over. Oh no, these are really expensive eggs. Sorry. These are the foods. But you know what? They're not even touching the feed.
Yes.
Oh, I could do this real quick. Everybody's going to hate me for this. This looks like Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, in the real food environment, quote unquote, because the chickens have figured it out. Are you smarter than a chicken? I don't know. Let's see.
One single egg. Well, we started letting our chickens out, and to free range. We usually feed them. You can see.
So she had her chickens in lockdown and they wouldn't lay. And they were forced to eat food they didn't want to eat. They stopped producing. Do I need to draw the rest of that analogy?
Her chickens were yelling, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You got it right the first time. Let's let her finish up.
They're not even touching the feed anymore. Like, this has been here for 3 days. They don't want it. And apparently, everybody who's been feeding their chickens this type of feed has stopped getting eggs altogether. So people who aren't able to let their chickens free range or can't run around the yard at all aren't getting any eggs. Kind of convenient when eggs are the price of, I don't even know, gold at this point, I guess. But yeah, so let's check over here and see if we have any today where they've been out. We had to keep them up yesterday. Yeah, look at here. There she is. She was laying. I was calling for one. She didn't come. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs today. 7 eggs. Yes, I know it needs cleaned. 7 eggs. 7 eggs in one day. We haven't had any for months. Months, y'all. Months. Feed. It's the feed. Everybody's saying it. It's the same thing all across the nation. If you ask people, we're finally figuring it out. So maybe we can kick this egg thing.
Maybe we can kick this egg thing.
Absolutely amazing.
So this guy right here. This guy right here. But PolitiFact says, nah, that can't be it. Oh, his flag. Gates is investing in companies developing artificial plant-based alternatives to meat. He currently owns the largest private farmland owner, according to Land Report, a magazine that surveys the country's largest land owners. There's no evidence these investments are linked to anything bad. Like, I don't know, the egg products. Yeah. I'll do another dive and I'll go figure out very quickly, won't take long, that Gates is behind it. Gates is behind it. Chicken conspiracy, baby.
Basically, where I live, remember, this started in July of 2021.
Yep. And they're always saying, oh, they had to destroy all these animals because of all the flus and the problems. So what they say is, oh, we had to destroy all of these animals. Right? We had to take all the people, all the cows and kill them, right? Because they have some sort of disease. Well, there's all the things that we have to control the species. We have to, thousands of chickens destroyed. Chickens destroyed. Oh, Iowa Phyllis destroys 27,650 birds due to the outbreak. Soaring egg prices, bird flu mostly, because, we had to go kill all the birds. Oh,
because they gave them bad feed so that they looked sick. They were just malnutrition.
Well, the FDA comes down and says you have to do it. Chickens euthanized, egg smuggling, Look, this is another form of control.
The same thing they're doing to us.
So when you let your chickens free range, when the COVID lockdowns stop, people start producing an egg. We get eggs. It is a correlate. It is the same thing. It is the same thing. So, where do we end up, right? How do we get around this? Well, it's about supply and demand. $8 eggs. That's right. It's like making gas $6 a gallon. Everything gets more expensive. So they're squeezing the restaurant owners. They want everyone to be one thing. It's about control. So break out of the matrix. Get out. Maybe start by, I guess, eating less eggs.
So if I eat a chicken who is eating this food, do I become sterile?
So I just had a question for the studio audience that the things they're putting into all of these chickens and the beef and the pork and everything else, does it get into our systems and have the same effect that it has on the chickens? Because in the chickens, it's sterility, right? They're not laying. There's no egg to ovum to production process. Well, fertility rates are down all over the place. So if you look at all the numbers, look, this is all woven together like a big rope, and they're hanging us with it. So to answer your question, studio audience, yes, this is about trickle down cellular economics. That we are what we eat, we are what we consume, mentally, physically, spiritually, and from a calorie standpoint. So watch what you put in your mouth and watch what comes out of your mouth.
That is true.
Brandy, you going to want to follow up on this one? I was trying to keep this one short, and so we can get it out there because this is important news.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I have everything going on this end. Today's absolutely awesome on purpose. And I'm going to say good afternoon, everyone. Have a great day. We'll be back.
I agree. We will be back. It's Saturday the 28th. I'm sure we'll do at least one more show today, knowing us. See what we can't go wrestle up there to piss people off that are trying to piss on us.
That is true.
My dad told me once it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
That's true.
Stop getting pissed on. Get out of your coop. Become free range and lay some eggs of wisdom, knowledge, and caring for others.
That's right. And be a Superman.
Be a
Superman can do anything.
That's right. That's right. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gandalph.
Good
afternoon, everyone.
Everyone in the sound of my voice, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're fantastic, because if you don't believe it, no one else is gonna.